Welcome to another edition of International Soccer Break. It's International Week, and today, to help me talk about what's going on, it is Rahi and Roycito. And of course, we are getting straight into it. We're going to talk about this match, a little Argentina-Ecuador.
Man, it's like we go to an international break, completely different topic, and we still can't get away from talking about the only person that seems to matter in the world of this sport for the past year, 2 years. I don't know. Like this, I mean, how could you not talk about that performance, that goal in the 78th minute to win on his return to Argentina after the World Cup? I mean,
yeah, so let's talk about the game a little bit. So it was a pretty dominant Argentina game, but they couldn't score, and so that was the story, I think, of the first 75 minutes or so.
Yeah, it was pretty terrifying, to be honest, because being an Argentinian myself, I've experienced this a ton, where Argentina dominates, but they can't quite figure out how to penetrate. But all the conversations of whether Messi will be able to retain his quality after coming to Miami, whether his impact for the national team will tank after coming to Miami, that was settled against Ecuador. What a free kick. What a performance. I thought he was amongst the two best players of the game. Romero was phenomenal. McAllister was excellent. And De Paul's playing style is most similar to Messi's bodyguard in Miami. That's what De Paul is. That's all he is. He is Messi's bodyguard. He unlocks him, allows him to play. I thought it was a beautiful game. Scary that they couldn't score, that it took a free kick. I loved it, man. Had to be Messi.
And this was a good Ecuador team, man. We thought this is a good team that did well in the World Cup, that should have made it out of their group, that somehow didn't. But it's a team with, Caicedo, with Estupiñán. These are young, talented players playing well in big leagues. I thought they'd put up more of a fight.
Yeah, interesting, because previously the Ecuador-Argentina games, used to be pretty hard-fought games where, you thought both teams had a shot. It was a very dominant Argentina performance.
Really dominant.
I don't know if I agree in that it wasn't a hard-fought game. I didn't think Ecuador had much of a chance to win, but they had a very good chance of tying. Tactically, they played the game well.
But in previous Ecuador-Argentina games, they would definitely be able to break that initial line. And there was definitely much stronger midfield play, I thought, by Ecuador previously. For some reason, this particular iteration, it's a conversation for another time, of Argentina is playing a lot better than we've seen.
Much more compact in the center. Very, very. This is the best midfield Argentina has had in a while, and it's crazy to think.
In a long time.
Yeah. But this isn't all. This game was also in Argentina, so remember that.
Yeah. I think the game in Quito will be quite different. But let's focus on the man of the hour, Messi, and gets the game-winning goal for Argentina against Ecuador. Free kick, which we see seems to be scoring a free kick almost every game. So this brings up a very interesting topic. At the age of 36, is Messi playing the best soccer/football of his career? That's the onside offside topic of the day. Messi is playing the best of his career. Who's going first?
Go for it, Rocky. Go in the lion's den, my friend.
This is an interesting one because we've never... Here's the thing. Messi is enjoying his soccer more than he ever has in his career. He's having the most fun. He's actually getting talked about even more now, particularly in the US. So he has a spotlight on him in a country that is new for him in many ways. So he's so happy. He looks like he's enjoying every moment. He looks like he has the freedom to do that. But there's no way that he's playing the best of his career. This is very much offsides. I mean, part of this is that he's in two teams now that have been set up very nicely to build around him. Finally, he has an Argentina midfield that supports him. That, like you said, De Paul is his bodyguard, right? That allows him to play in the spaces where he's most effective. Unlike iterations in the past, Argentinian teams that didn't play the same way and didn't have that strength around him, didn't play almost defensive midfielders all around him. And now he's enjoying his soccer. But come on, man. He's had to do it at Barcelona. He's had to do it at PSG. He's had to do it for Argentinian teams that were much less talented, much less well set up. And he's done it. I mean, yes, he scored against Ecuador. But if you go back and think about all the qualifiers all over all the years, and you think about the score sheet, it's always Messi. Messi. So this is nice, but we're a little short-term bias, I think.
Okay. Roycito.
Listen, man, as a whole, okay, his finishing is as good as ever. He is finishing nonstop for both Miami and national team in this one performance. His free kicks are probably better than they've ever been right now. He scored, I don't know what percentage of free kicks he scored for Miami, but it feels like close to 100. It's insane. And then he scores 1 of 1 for Argentina in this game. His movement in small spaces is still phenomenal. It's outrageously good. But what we're missing is the things that made him absolutely electric in the past. His speed, his ability to produce dribbles from far away from goal. We're not seeing that anymore. We're not seeing him start a dribble in the defensive half or in the middle and take the entire team. So because we're missing on these special aspects of his game because of his age, you can't say he's playing the best soccer of his life. But I think he's more intelligent than he's ever been. And that's natural. He's getting the wisdom. He's getting the experience. He's deciding when to run, when to preserve energy. I think that's making him smarter than he's ever been, which is something to outline. But is he playing the best he's ever played? You can't say that.
Okay, so you're offside on this. You're offside
gotta
on
be
this.
offside.
And
some
yes,
aspects of his game are the best they've ever been. Right.
I agree. His free kicks have gotten better.
Okay, but shouldn't the goalie have saved that? I mean, why does the goalie not keep going? Why does he stop? I'm a little confused on that free kick.
Yeah, I don't know that
line of sight. I would say.
Yeah,
being a goalkeeper, it's often line of sight. You freeze. You freeze up when you realize where it is. Your legs plant to the ground, and that's what it looked like to me.
Yeah. So yeah, look, I agree with you both. I think it's certain aspects of his game have improved, such as the free kick, but he's not playing the best of his career. That's complete offside. One thing people underestimate, though, is how good of a passer Messi is.
Incredible.
And I think that gets lost in all the attributes over the years. What really has won this last World Cup for him, for Argentina, and now his passing ability and his ability to, like Roy said, take different space, that's improved, I feel, over time. And he's always been a phenomenal passer. No one gives him the credit for it, but he's an excellent passer.
Incredible. Remember that pass against the Netherlands in the World Cup? Incredible. Incredible.
Yeah.
And more recently, the pass to Kramashi.
Right.
In that game, when was it? Last week, where you pause that scene. There is no lane. You cannot see where he's going to pass, and he finds it.
Yeah,
and the
fantastic.
weight is so perfect. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. Messi vision. It's something different. Look, he's honestly, he's the best passer in the world. And I love Luka Modric, who's one of my favorite players. But Leo Messi, in addition to being the best player in the world, is the best passer in the world.
Yeah.
Yep. It's the weight of the passes, man. The lanes he finds. It's other players. De Bruyne is close. De Bruyne is very close.
No, not even close, man. Not even.
I think he's close.
He's good. But Modric is better than De Bruyne as a passer. I mean, they're similar, but they're in a different conversation. Messi's a better passer.
Yeah.
So
that is an argument.
So anyway, Argentina wins their first game of the World Cup qualifying. The World Cup champs start the defense with a 1-0 victory against Ecuador. Next for them, the fun game everyone wants to go to, La Paz, Bolivia. Messi's already trying to get out of it. He's trying to get out of that game.
Messi tried to get out of that game, man. He doesn't want to go to La Paz.
Sounded like Messi was going home for that one, man.
No one wants to play that game in La Paz. They've had 6-1 drubbings before in that stadium, so we'll see how Messi does with that. But anyway, it's off and running. World Cup qualification for the 2026 World Cup here in the U.S. And we'll leave this with keep watching the beautiful game. And I'll turn it over to Roycito for this one.
Vamos Messi, carajo. Vamos Messi.
I think if the World Cup was played in La Paz, Bolivia would win it.
Oh,